Hey, good evening, and we are up and on air on time. And I see we've actually got a few people who are already watching. So come on in, say hello. You got a few friends, come on and join us. And let's talk about NAB, which is coming up in a very few short weeks. Of course, the hype machine is turned on. So if you got a few questions, you got a few things you want to discuss, let's throw them out there. I am watching chat, and we can see that. One of the things that we, of course, have had going on this week, as people have been talking about the newly discovered C300 Mk2 dark sun issue. So I did a test, and right now I'm going to go play that test for you. And let's talk about it. So right now I'm shooting into a LED light that I got. It's 150 watt. And in the raw, yeah, we can definitely see there's something going on now. I need to really sit and say that I had limited myself here to ISOs of 400 and 800, so I really didn't push it. And apparently in some of the tests where these other people had reproduced this, they were out there seeing it at 2000 ISO, which is just a crazy, crazy, insane overexposure shooting straight into a light. So if you actually shot into the sun, you're never actually going to see this so far that I've seen, and I think a few other people have done a few quick and dirty tests out there. And once you grade this footage, the black spot problem goes completely away. So that's not really something that I'm too significantly worried about right now. And yeah, I'm just looping this around again so that you can get another quick look at it. I saw less of it in 709. And let us come back. So I don't know. This is going to be something that we'll see sorted out. Of course, I ran this test on the latest firmware that was released a couple days ago. I have no idea where that guy in Russia did the test, what firmware he was on, or even if it really was a C300, because it was very extreme, certainly more than another test that I saw where someone had managed to reproduce this. So I see a couple people are out there watching. Stop by, say hello. You got a question? I am certainly keeping my eye on chat. So what are we doing? Well, I'm going to be doing this show probably about 2 or 3 times a week, depending on how busy things are. And I fully intend that we're going to be doing this as a live thing. I might not always be able to do it here in the home studio, but you know, we've got all these little devices here that we can do stuff on, and I fully intend that when we're out in Vegas, that we're going to do a couple of live streams out there. So come on back. I see we lost a couple viewers, but you can come on back around. We will be up doing this for a while. And come in and join us. And we are going to take a quick break and be right back. Or not. Oh well. These things are supposed to work, but they're not. I'm watching the stream here. So what's up, folks? I see a few of you are watching this right now. What's on your mind? What do you think about? What are you thinking about for NAB coming up this in a few weeks? Certainly we are talking about C300. We've got that here. And we're wondering what surprises Canon is going to have in store for us. Whether we're going to see some updates, whether we're going to see some firmware fixes. They certainly have a couple of bugs in the firmware that need to get fixed that I know I've pestered them about, some other people have pestered them about. I've actually had the camera into the Chicago Service Center to get fixed, or allegedly fixed. It came back and it was no better than when it got sent out. So I don't know. We'll see where that goes. And we're going to take a quick thing that I shot on that camera because I need a break for a second. So I need to make a little adjustment on the screen here. And let's go take a look at something that I shot on the C300 in 4K right now. Okay, so that was one of the first things that I shot on this camera, and it was a pretty good test. It was a chance to check out and see what we could possibly get out of this camera. You guys are free to ask questions. Don't be bashful there. Certainly, you are encouraged to talk, and this should always be a two-way conversation. And certainly, one of the things that we are gearing up to do over time is to be able to have some guests on the show. We weren't able to do that tonight. Uh, Things just were a little bit too close, but that'll happen over the next few weeks, I think. I'm also interested in trying out to do some streaming out of Utah, out in basically the middle of nowhere. Now, one of the things that I had looked into, I figured I've got a cell phone, I've got an iPad, my buddies have a couple cell phones that we could bond them together and share the bandwidth. Well, apparently the wisdom of Apple is that they're not going to allow you to do that. It's pretty simple to actually bond a couple of regular Ethernet ports together. It's just a couple clicks to do, but they are not going to let you do that. So there's no doing a quick and dirty live view TVU kind of setup. So I'm just checking. I'm looking to see you guys cannot be afraid of saying hello tonight. Certainly, I've been chatting with you the last few nights when we've done some tests. So where everybody is hanging out, please come on up and say hello. What's up, folks? We are doing a show. We're talking about NAB, and I see a few of you are out there. Come on up, say hello, ask me how does it sound, how does it look. We are doing this show in 720 tonight at fairly high bandwidth. This should be a pretty good looking show. And we're sitting here thinking about the things that are coming up headed towards NAB. Certainly the NAB hype machine is running up in place. We've had announcements from a variety of manufacturers, and perhaps the most interesting one has been Atomos with their new HDR monitors at a pretty decent price, 4K capable, and they're very interesting. Of course, this is the evil thing that I think we all deal with is we buy something and a year later this brandy new thingy comes out to replace it. So obviously the economic model is you better pay it off awfully quick in order to afford having all these nice new toys. So we got any questions out there? Say hello, don't be bashful. We're going to go take a look at the black sun syndrome on the C300. I know we were just on this a minute ago, but I think a few of you kind of came and went, so we're going to go take a quick look at this again. And in this clip, we are shooting the C300 right up into a really bright light, and you can see that there's a spot going on here. If you grade it in C-Log, it's not a problem, but if you come back around and you are in... Oh, we're just having some minor technical things behind the scenes here that thankfully you cannot see. Yeah, this is going to be one of those days. Okay. You can see there's a black sun effect going on up there. Not my favorite. So let's get out of this and come on back. So what else do you guys want to talk about this week? This is certainly our test initial broadcast. Had a lot of things to work out and debug. And that's just the nature of doing streaming right now. So if you want to say hello, chat is open. Come up, post a message, ask a question. Don't be bashful. And we're going to take a short break. All right, we're back. Uh, what's up? I see that we've got a couple folks out there watching tonight, so don't be afraid to ask questions, or if there's stuff you'd like to see do on the show, we can certainly do that. If you are interested in some of the product reviews that we do, or any of these other things that you'd like to see get done on this channel, then just ask. We are certainly waiting for that. So we are into this. I know last time we had quite a few people watching when I was just doing some tests. So we're just going to give you folks a few more minutes to hop on. I know this is probably a little bit of a awkward setup that we're working on right now between the screen and the monitor, but that's just the way we happen to get set up tonight. Certainly there are things that you're going to work out as you go down the path of figuring this all out. And back again. Of course, this is just a good time to be testing all this stuff up since we actually have a live streaming event coming up for cash paying clients soon. So this is a very good and interesting introductory course for me as far as figuring out all this stuff. We got a Blackmagic switcher. We got a few other things that will be involved with it. It's going to be a bit more of a pronounced production than what this is. So again, if you've got questions, chat is open. That's why I'm always looking at the screen here, is because I need to be able to see what's going on. Ask a question. What do you want to talk about? We got NAB coming out not that far. So let's talk about maybe something that I've been working on. Oh, I suppose I'm going to need a prop table here soon. So for those of you who have always battled the power problem, of course working with LEDs, I now have this cool new plate. It is an Anton Bauer plate and is a really nice, simple black bracket and an XLR 4 power cable. And this is perfect for powering cameras, lights, whatever's got a connector on here. It also has a DTAP connector. I actually used these a week ago to power up a live view using a DTAP to coaxial power connector. So this is a really cool product, something that I will be making available sometime soon, I hope. So let's take a quick break and we will be right back. All right, we're back. That was a quick little break for me to fiddle with some things around here. We're doing this broadcast on Wirecast, which I just picked up. It works great, streaming encoder. It's probably more expensive than most folks really want to deal with, but you know what? That's usually the case for things that actually work. You're going to just have to pay for them, and that's how it is. So I think tonight everybody's out, and I am probably going to call it a night. But we'll be doing this a few more times over the course of the week, and everybody come by, say hello.